In today's video, we are going to be making a simple yet luxurious looking piece of crystal decor that will light up and illuminate your life with just a few simple products from the Dollar Tree and these unique crystal sticks that I'll show you how to make. You're going to be well on your way to lighting up your nights. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another video. So today I am going to show you how to make the most beautiful piece of outdoor or indoor home decor that's going to light up your nights. All you're going to need is 3 Dollar Tree solar lights, a warming tray from the Dollar Tree, a can of spray paint, and some crushed glass. Now, I made this using Dollar Tree face fillers, and if you need a tutorial on that, it will be in the description below. It's very simple to create, and you can add little crystals to it to really sparkle it up. I'll tell you more about that in a few minutes. But first, you want to take your tray, and if you want to make it a different color, you can. I chose white because white reflects light much better than other colors. So I took my silver Dollar Tree charger plate outside and sprayed it white. Now I'm going to take the measurements of it. The measurements were approximately 14 inches by 6.5 inches. And what I wanted to do was create some crystal borders for the tray. So I came up with this idea to take some skewers from the Dollar Tree and cut them down to size. Now, once you cut up the pointy tip, it's not going to be long enough. So what I did was I cut 2 pieces of the skewers to be 10 inches, 2 pieces to be 4 inches, and then another 2 pieces to be 6.5 inches. So what my idea was, I wanted a crystallized border around the edge of the tray, but because it slopes, if I tried to just put the crystals on the edge of the tray, they would have poured down and it would have been a mess. So I took my crushed crystal mixture, I put it in a cup, I added some of these cute little acrylic gems from Amazon. I will have all the links in the description for you. Put some of those in there, and then I also added some reflective vase filler from Michael's that I had on hand. All of these things are optional, of course. You could just use the crushed crystal and it would look beautiful. And yeah, so make a cup of shiny stuff, add in some glitter, have some fun with it. I then took my UV kit, which is a UV resin kit that comes with a light and the UV resin. You don't have to mix this stuff. You just use it as an adhesive in this kind of art. And why it's so great is there's no drying time that you have to wait for. So I use it a lot to attach things. So I poured just a thin layer over the top of the crushed crystal mixture in the cup, mixed it around with a skewer, and then here's my idea. We're going to place this stuff on top of the skewers, which are on top of a piece of wax paper. You want to use something with a nonstick surface so you can peel it up after it's cured. I'm sorry it's so blurry here. The camera was really having a hard time with all of the sparkle, so it was out of focus a little bit. But anyway, you want to place the not chopsticks. I'm going to call them chopsticks just so you know. I've been doing that all night. But anyway, the skewers, you want to lay them on the wax paper and just pour this stuff on top of it. Don't worry if you could still see some of the skewer. We have a solution for that coming up. But place them on there, and then I took my UV light and just sat it on top for 60 seconds per section. Now, I'm not going to make you sit through 120 seconds here. I have it on time lapse, but what's going to happen is those crystals are going to attach to the skewer. And then when you go to pick it up off of the wax paper, it's going to peel up in one piece and you're going to have these beautiful crystal sticks. You could even make something like this to go into vases with flowers as an embellishment. That would look really, really pretty. But for today's video, I wanted to make sure that I had these sticks to go around the rim of my tray. It made it much, much easier to create this DIY. Also, if you want to do the backside, you can, but for this project, you're not going to want to do that because we need a nice flat edge to glue to the edge of the tray. So here are my sticks. I made all of the pieces to cover the edge of my charger plate. Again, if you see some areas where you can still see the stick, don't worry about it. I'm going to show you how to address that coming up next. So once you have those, you're going to take a hot glue gun and you're going to take some Gorilla Glue or some E6000, something that's really strong because the hot glue will not be enough. And you're going to put it on the edge of that tray. So I use the hot glue as a temporary way to hold the stick on there while the Gorilla Glue is drying, and we can continue to keep working if that is on there. So yeah, I like to use both products, and it really, really stuck on there good. Let me tell you, I was lifting this tray up by the edge of these crystals, and of course the crystals with the UV resin holding them onto the stick, that's, like concrete. They're not going anywhere now. And yeah, so I just laid that down on top of the Gorilla Glue and I moved on to the next section. One thing I would have done differently is I would have cut the shorter pieces that I'm working on right now just a little bit shorter because they hung over a little too much on the edge there, as you can see. But in the end, it all worked out. It looked absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, so just measure your sides and cut pieces of skewers to line up with the length. So here we go. Just place some of the hot glue on the wood part on the back of the crystal sticks. Make sure your Gorilla Glue is on the plate already and just place it down. Hold it for a second. Make sure it makes good contact. But do you see how that charger plate is curved? Had I tried to do this crystal work on the edge, it would have been glopping down into the bottom of the tray. It would have looked sloppy. So this is the idea I came up with, and it worked out beautifully. So now I'm going to build a little more height and cover up that stick even better by adding some more of my crystal and UV resin mixture on top of the edge. So I'm just putting more in the cup, and then again, same as before when I made the crystal sticks, I'm going to put some UV resin in the cup, mix it together, and then it's going to be a little bit easier because I have that ledge built to just glop some of that mixture on top of the edge and hold the light over it to mask those areas where you can still see the light a little bit. Plus, it does create some more height. It makes it look more like the inside of an agate stone. You have different heights at different areas, and it looks more natural. So, as you saw, I just took a little spoonful, put it over a bare area, and then use the light. It's permanent. What you can do to make it a little bit easier for yourself, though, that I should have done was left those sticks on the wax paper and done this before I peeled them up. It would have been a lot easier, but, you learn as you go. So again, if you need my homemade crystal tutorial, that is going to be in the description for you, the video link. But look at that sparkle. So this is what it looks like. How beautiful is that? That's beautiful all on its own. However, we are going to take it 10 levels higher in the next few minutes. But first, what I want to do is I have this reflective vase filler from the not Dollar Tree, sorry, from Michael's. And it's like that fire pit glass that has reflection on the side of it. You see that there? What that is going to help with is with lighting. It's going to make the light bounce off of that and reflect, and it's going to look beautiful. So what I'm doing with my paintbrush is just painting a little bit of UV resin in certain areas on the edge and placing the reflective pieces of glass on that area so that it helps with the light reflecting off of it. And then I'm just hovering the UV lamp over it for a minute. And that hopefully will make the light bounce off the sides. So now I have 3 Dollar Tree solar lights. What we're going to do is this. We're going to pull off the part that goes into the ground, and then we're just going to use the solar light part. Now these, they unscrew on the top. I figured why not put some crystals inside that plastic piece, because the more crystal, the better. The more reflection you're going to get. So these are some Dollar Tree gems. I'm going to fill it in with some of those and some of my Amazon crystals that I have. And then I'm going to put the top back on. Now, these Dollar Tree solar lights, they have replaceable batteries in them. So I'm going to show you where those are located, because I'm going to make these things a permanent part of this DIY. And then should you need to replace the batteries, I want you to know how to do that. But anyway, I filled up that little plastic part with the gems and then screwed the lid back on. And it does help with the reflection of the light. You can add the blue ones in from the Dollar Tree. You can add in some pearls, some of these little silver diamonds that they sell. Any of these things would look magical in those little plastic tubes. They also have red gems that you can buy there. So be creative. So here are all 3. And again, should the battery die, because I'm going to make this permanent, you can remove this lid when it does die, and you can replace it. There are 2 little screws. I don't know if you can see them. I have the light on there. It took me a minute to realize I'm covering the panel with my hand, so the light's turning on. But anyway, yeah, there's 2 little screws under the lid that you could unscrew and replace the battery. I believe it's a AA or AAA battery. But anyway, I'm taking some Gorilla Glue. I'm putting it around the little lip of the bottom plastic part, along with some hot glue, and I'm going to eyeball to place this on the tray. So I'm going to use 3. You can fit 4, but I'm going to use 3. I'm going to, like I said, eyeball to where they look good. You can measure to place them perfect. I was not so fussy. And yeah, so a little Gorilla Glue, a little hot glue, and press it on the tray and hold it for a second, and it will stay there. Once the Gorilla Glue dries, it's permanent, it's solid, it does not move. So there's all 3, and here's the fun part. We're going to take a bowl, that's just a Dollar Tree plastic bowl I have, and we're going to fill it with everything that sparkles in this world. What we are making is an outdoor or indoor glass fire pit. So we want to have a lot of sparkle in that bowl. I have some Dollar Tree gems. I have some of that fire glass I use. I put in even some of those little Dollar Tree diamonds with the silver backs. And then you're just going to mix it all around. And look at that beauty. Look at it. Oh, crystal makes me so happy. Sparkle makes me happy. So once we're done mixing it around, we're going to add it into our tray. That's going to be the base that the lights are going to sit in. And if you don't want to go the solar light route, I have other suggestions for you coming up next. Could you tell I was in heaven playing around with this stuff? I didn't want to stop. So here we go. I just have a little scoop, and I'm going to go ahead and fill her up. It's that simple. This thing looks so beautiful on my dining room table at night. Oh my goodness, I could not believe I made it for outdoors for my patio table, but it was so pretty inside that now I'm going to have to make one for inside as well. And of course, camera does no justice to things like this. The sparkle in person is amazing. So let's light up this baby and announce this month's giveaway winner. How beautiful is that? The crystals are sparkling. The glass is shimmering. It leaves this really cool pattern on the table from the light, the crystals, because they're weird shapes. It looks like there's little leaves around your table. I told you I had other suggestions for you. You can use those little fake tea lights. How about some LEDs that come with a remote that you could program to be different colors? All I did was took a few of these lights. I'll make sure to link them in the description below. And I just buried them under the glass. That simple. And it would put 4 or 5 of those in there. I'm telling you, your nights will never be the same. Again, look at this. I'm really in love with it. It's just so, so pretty. And I do love the fact that it's versatile. I mean, you don't have to use the Dollar Tree lights, the solar lights. You could put in the little flashing lights. I'm going to show you another shot of those because I really like the way those look as well. So, yeah, very fun project. I hope you try it. But now, my friends, I have a giveaway announcement. I do have a winner for this month's Amazon gift card giveaway. I want to thank you to everyone that participated and hope you try again for next month's if you didn't win. I like to give back to the community, and this is my way of doing it. So, with that being said, the winner of this month's Amazon gift card giveaway is Sherry67335. Congratulations, my friend. Send me an email, artbytammy@yahoo.com, and I will be sure to get that out to you right away. So while I say my goodbyes here, let me show you one more view of this. So again, this is the brand of Submersible Lights that I used. I will link them down in the description for you. And they come with 2 remotes and so many color choices. I'll show you a few of those colors now. This is another dish that I made that I just stuck 6 of them in. I would use all 10 so that there's no gaps in between the colors like that. The gaps, though, are lit up. You just can't see it on camera, but it's more brighter where the lights are. So I would definitely use all 10 in there, but they have all these different choices for colors and flashing and strobe, and they're really, really cool and not that expensive. And then you also have the option of using the fake tea light candles, which looked really pretty. You're going to see that coming up next. So anyway, I'm going to let you go now. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to click like on the way out. Leave a comment. Even if you want to just put a heart emoji, I would love to see that. I love you all. I want to thank you so very much for joining me. And until the next time, which is next Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, happy creating.